YouTube world, my name is Nicholas Montez, and you're watching my YouTube channel, Nicholas Montez. Welcome back to another YouTube channel video, everybody. I'm so excited to have you all back here together again. And in today's video, we'll be discussing my top 5 most anticipated films of the summer of 2021. And this is new releases because I'll be doing a non-new release summer anticipation video in a couple of minutes. But with that said, let's just get started. I will have some honorable mentions leaning into probably the top 3 or number 1, but right now we're just going with the top 5 right now. So without further delay, let's get started talking about my top 5 most anticipated films of 2021 that are new releases. Okay, so I have no confirmation of the original Space Jam. I've never watched it, but I will be watching it this summer for preparation for this film. But the reason why this film is in my top 5 of the 2021 new releases this summer is because I really like the trailer. I love how they're like that trailer literally had a bunch of like characters from different franchises and worlds that this is just amazing. Like, this is like some of the best fan service we've ever gotten from like a Space Jam movie, because like I don't even know if the Space Jam 1 even has something like this, but like it has Pennywise, it has King Kong, it has all the characters you can imagine that are in pop culture, and it's just so fun, it's so cool. That trailer also excited me with just the way the style was. There's just some funny moments, so it really has. It's probably gonna be funny. It's gonna be very cool, and just very cool with all the characters that they're putting into the film. So I'm very excited to see what they're gonna do with this movie. Okay, so I know that the Hotel Transylvania movies haven't technically been the best for the past couple of years. Like, the first one, really good. The second one has some flaws, but still a very cute film, especially with the Dennis character, or Denisovich. And then Hotel Transylvania 4 takes, and Hotel Transylvania 3 takes the whole hotel crew and puts them on a boat. And then you have like the Van Helsing plot, the great granddaughter of Van Helsing, and making her trying to kill all monsters, and leading them to the monster that can the creature that can kill all monsters, which is the Kraken. So some of the films, they're not great movies, but for me they're enjoyable films that I can digest and I can have a lot of fun with. But the third one's not great though. But from the trailer, it seems like it's gonna be pretty exciting. Of course, the way the animation was moving in this trailer, I don't think looked very good. It reminded me a lot like the way the animation moved in Hotel Transylvania 3, which was just weird. But besides that, the art, the characters that we know from the first one turning into humans, I'm pretty down for that. Obviously, we're finally seeing Johnny as a monster, Dracula turning into a human, and I'm also really curious how they're gonna be able to like fix them and turn them back into monsters and turn them back into humans. So yeah, it has some pretty cool ideas, but once again, it kind of goes back to that thought where Dracula never really thought of him as part of the family because he's not a monster, but like, he's always forgive him. So why are we focusing on that plot line? And then Van Helsing tries to turn him into a monster, and so I'm curious to see what this film is gonna do, because these movies do have some pretty cool themes. But I am excited for it, and hopefully it's another one of those films that I can enjoy and sit down and rewatch. Okay, so I have been watching DCEU films this year with Zack Snyder's Justice League and Birds of Prey, and I'm planning to watch Wonder Woman 1984 this summer, because I'm planning to watch it because they finally put it on HBO Max for free. They're not going to be doing it for 31 days because it's not technically a new release anymore. It was a new release last year though. But talking about it, if you know me, I'm not the biggest fan of the first Suicide Squad film. Like, it's flawed, but it has some good stuff too with the cast and the action sequences and some of the storytelling that they do with the characters. But at the same time, it's just a pretty bad movie. And then Birds of Prey kind of fixes it where they get, well, at the same time, the action is good, but the story is handled in a very cool way, where it's kind of like Deadpool at times. The characters are pretty cool and well explored and funny and charismatic. The soundtrack is amazing, and really just everything in Birds of Prey really kind of works for me. But the reason why I'm a little bit more excited for the Suicide Squad is because first off, James Gunn is directing it, and he has directed Guardians of the Galaxy, which is one of my personal favorite MCU films. Absolutely love that movie. So, and like in Suicide Squad, they're sort of that DC team that can basically do more stuff. Like, they could be fun, they could be funny, they could be really funny like the Guardians of the Galaxy, but with the way they're gonna do the action, they could be more fun and violent with the action and still have that fun energy to it. So I can't wait to see this film, and I just can't wait to have some very dumb fun action in this film, cause like some just fun, so much fun action, and I just can't wait to see it. I'm not coming here to see the characters have character arcs. I'm just here to see over-the-top characters, over-the-top action sequences, all of that. I'm just here to see action. That's what I'm here to see. But if we do get some interesting character arcs, I'm also down for that too, but I'm mostly here for action. So, I'm really excited for Suicide Squad. The Suicide Squad. So for me, the past 2 years ago, I was watching the Fast and Furious franchise. Like, before I started 6th grade, I was watching them basically from Fast and Furious 1 to Fast and Furious 6. Because that was like the films I could really make it to. And we were gonna watch it because Hobbs and Shaw was coming out at the time. But technically we didn't watch Hobbs and Shaw in the theater, we watched it at home. But my family was not a big fan of it. Like, the first one, it's a generic film. It's basically just, people have been saying it's like one of those racing films. But the second one, probably the worst one of the bunch. The third one I haven't seen yet, which hopefully I could see next week. The fourth one is a little bit better, but it's not great. The fifth one is where we kind of reinvent the whole franchise, where it's still a racing franchise, but at the same time, it's still it makes it an action franchise, and it makes you care about the characters. And then the sixth one, obviously one of the most. Obviously, this is where it goes pretty dumb and fun. Where it goes dumb fun, which I personally love. And then Fast and Furious 7, and here's the interesting thing about Furious 7. This was one of the films that I actually watched to actually watch the first weekend of me going back to school. Because after Fast and Furious 6, I watched Fast and Furious 7. And I thought that it was a pretty good movie. The action was cool. The character arcs were cool. There's a lot of funny moments, and it has a lot of great stuff, but it has some flaws, especially with Paul Walker dying. Love you, man. Rest in peace. And then Fate of the Furious. It's a good movie. Well, I mean, it has issues, but it's still it still has that dumb funness that you love from these films. And then Hobbs and Shaw, I do enjoy. It's a really fun movie. But then F9, I'm excited for. But I have had a big impact with all of the Fast and Furious films, because just all of them from Fast 5 to Hobbs and Shaw I've had a fun time watching all of these movies, whether they're on HBO Max or on TV. They are just a blast to watch with the family, and I love them so much. Just because they're just so fun, and I'm starting to think that this film will be another addition, will be another great addition to this franchise. I'm also kind of excited to see John Cena join the mix. How he's gonna be kind of like this soldier, and he's the brother of Dom, and we're probably gonna get some brother relationship with them. The only thing I'm curious about, I don't know how Han is returning, because that is just something that I've always been curious for. Like, because he literally died in Fast and Furious 6. And they literally show an end credit scene of him getting blown up in a car. So, how is he alive? Like, if he's alive, so Giselle could be alive too. So, I don't know what can happen. I really hope Hobbs and Shaw return, as well as Paul, because I kept hearing rumors that Paul Walker is going to be in the film too. Like, Ryan is going to be in the movie, and so is like The Rock and Jason Statham. Like, I want them to come back, but maybe they're probably going to be in the 10th and 11th film, but who knows. But yeah, that's my number 2. Before we get into my number 1, I have 2 honorable mentions. So the first one is going to be Luca. Now hear me out. I love Pixar. I love mostly the Pixar films. I think they have fantastic stories and amazing characters. But the reason why Luca is an honorable mention for me is because even though I've watched the trailers and scenes that they keep posting millions of times this week, I just don't know what to think about it. I just don't know, like, what type of story they're trying to tell. Now, obviously, it's a story about these people wanting to explore the surface, but the problem is that the people at this land are all about killing sea monsters. It's kind of like Pixar's version of The Little Mermaid, a little bit. And Hotel Transylvania, where sea monsters and land monsters are all separated. But I just don't know what to think about it. The animation looks beautiful. The music sounds beautiful. The voice cast with Jacob Tremblay, the kid that plays Eddie from the 2017 version of It, and the little brother from Shazam. Maya Rudolph, the mom in the movie, and then I don't really know who else plays something, but yeah. So it has some exciting stuff to talk about, but I just need to see the movie to find out what this story is specifically about. And then the next film, I'm probably not going to be able to see this film because it's going to be released on Amazon Prime. But it is the Tomorrow War. This is a Chris Pratt war film, and personally for me, I love action movies. I mean, I haven't seen many of them, but I want to watch most of them, like the Die Hard franchise, the Lethal Weapon franchise. But this is a film that I think it looks great with the explosions. Chris Pratt being like this soldier, fighting people. Like this movie looks so cool. It's probably gonna fail, but who knows? We'll see what happens. But I'm very excited to see if I get to see it. And one of the things that I've always noticed is that in most action movies, whenever there's like a big disaster happening, New York is always the one that's getting like destroyed. Like, why is it always gotta be New York? Like, let New York rest. But anyways, those are my 2 honorable mentions. Now let's talk about my number 1 most anticipated film of the summer. Now, obviously, this is probably the obvious pick for every movie MCU fan out there. And there's no question, Black Widow is the most anticipated film of this summer because we all love the MCU. We personally miss the MCU films being in theaters. And personally for me, it's been, I love taking a break and everything from all these films, but this is too much. I want to see an MCU film once again. Let's talk about why I'm excited for this film. Of course, we're finally taking the character of Black Widow and making her origin story. We're finally gonna be getting some new characters, a new Black Widow. So maybe like Yelena Belova will be like be the next Black Widow if she ever returns in the future after this film. We're also going to be getting like Red Guardian and the Winter. I also heard rumors that we're going to be getting the Winter Guard into this film, which I'm very excited for because I want to see them help out Black Widow. They could be like the extra family team. And if you don't know who the Winter Guard is, they're basically like the Russian Avengers. I'm also very excited to see who Taskmaster is and how he connects with Black Widow's past. The action just looks really cool, especially the way it's all shot and stuff like that. So I'm very excited to see. And I'm also very excited to see, like, Taskmaster, like, does he have every single power of the Avengers? Like, we already know that he has the arrows of Hawkeye, the shield of Captain America, and the claws of Black Panther. But, like, what other moves does he have? Does he have the skill set of Black Widow, the skill set of Iron Man, probably the skill set of Spider-Man? Because I actually know Taskmaster by him being sort of an Avengers villain, but also being a Spider-Man villain. Because he has fought Spider-Man a couple times. But I will say this, for the issues that I have with this film, it is kind of weird to make a film about her literally after she died in Avengers Endgame. But that's kind of weird. And then also, having the origin story take place after Captain America Civil War, which is when her character kind of got deep. I think her origin story should have took place before she met Tony Stark, before she became part of the Avengers, before she became a war criminal, before she died. So I think that her origin story should have taken place before everything that in the MCU that has happened. Well, not everything, but like a certain timeline, kind of like how Captain Marvel does. Sure, it takes place after Captain America: The First Avenger, but it takes place like before. It takes place in a reasonable time. But hey, I can't stop what timeline Black Widow takes place. But that's not my problem. I'm also very excited to see Tony Stark in this film. I really want to see him back in this movie. I can't wait to see his last performance as Tony Stark. Can't wait to see that, if he is in the film, hopefully. So I can't wait to see it. So Black Widow is my #1 most anticipated film of the summer of 2021 of new releases. So that's my list for my top 5 list of 2021 new releases of the summer. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My Instagram is Marvel6 and my TikTok name is Marvel1Fan. If you guys don't understand those names, head to my back section so you can follow me on all social medias. I'm also on Letterboxd. It's the same name as my Instagram, Marvel_6_, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.